tutorial we're going to create an animation of water dripping out of this tap. As you can see here, we've got several layers. We've got the tap layer, we've got highlighting, we've got the line tool, so in this tutorial we're going to create an animation of a tap dripping. As you can see, we've got quite a few layers here. We've got the tap image, we've got highlighting, we've got this line detailing here, we've got water dripping, and we've got some sound. So if I go to File, New, click the standard size, click Create. We're going to import the image that we're going to trace over, and we have an image here of a tap. So I'm going to right click and change this into a guide layer and create a new layer, and this will be our tap layer. So with the pen tool we're going to trace over this image. So we want an outline, we don't want to fill just yet, and for now, so that we can see it, I'm just going to change this colour into a bright red so we can actually see our drawing, but we'll change this later. So I'm going to click, yeah. So with this line selected, we can actually change the colour here, but I'm not going to change it just yet. So I'm going to go to the bucket tool, which is this tool here, and this will give us a fill. So I'm going to pick a nice dark grey, then the drop down menu of the bucket tool, so I'm going to select the paint bucket tool and go to the fill colour and choose a nice dark grey and click inside here. I'm going to click inside here. Now with the bucket tool we've got various options, and we've got don't close gaps, close small gaps, close medium gaps, close large gaps. So I'm going to choose close small gaps and click. I'm going to choose close medium gaps and I'm going to click here, and I'm going to select the outline and choose a slightly darker grey. So I'm going to select the outline and choose a So I'm going to select just the outline, make sure it's just the outline selected, and choose a slightly darker grey. And I'm just going to hide and with the line tool I'm just going to draw a few lines. There we go. And with the line tool, I'm just going to draw a few lines. Let's make these lines a bit smaller. And just bend them. And just move them. And just move them over there. Let's make a duplicate of this line because this line and with the line tool I'm just going to draw a thin line and just bend that slightly, and let's make a duplicate of this. If I select it, select all of this. Let's zoom out. Let's move one of these lines to here. And let's how's that? one of the lines to here. Now let's create a new layer for the highlight. Let's just zoom out a touch. Let's change this to a lighter grey. We make that a little bit smaller. Let's rotate that a bit. And let's put that there. So we have our tap, and it's a little bit big, so we want to just select all of this. Select. Selection tool. And just bring that up there. Right, so we don't need our guide layer anymore, so we can select that and press delete. So we want 10 frames of animation, so we're going to select the end frame, right click and choose insert frame. So we've selected the end frames of these two layers. We're going to create another layer, and I'm just going to increase this so we can actually see what's going on here by just adjusting this size slider. We need to select all of this layer, and this will be our water layer. We're going to right click with this selected and choose convert to blank keyframes. So in the first keyframe, with the brush tool, we're going to draw droplets of water coming out of this tap. So I'm going to pick a nice blue colour, and we're going to put the onion skin. So if we hover over these icons here, we want to select this icon here, which is called onion skin, and this will allow us to see our previous drawings. So with the brush tool selected, I am going to draw the first droplet of water. So I'm just going to zoom in here a little bit, just a touch. Zoom in a bit, and with the space bar just move it there. And if I go to the brush tool, I'm going to draw our first droplet of water. So where's our eraser? If we're not happy with our drawing, we could always rub it out. Now when we select the brush tool, we've got all of these options here. So there are lots of different brush shapes we can use. I'm just going to pick this one because it's easier to draw with. And we can also specify how we want the smoothing. So I want the smoothing to be just slightly in the middle there. So I'm going to draw the first droplet of water coming out of our tap. If I go to the second layer, we can see the previous layer. So I'm going to draw the second drop of water coming out. Let's draw that. Then I'm going to go to the third layer, and you can see the previous frames there. So I'm going to keep drawing. Keep drawing. Keep drawing. And then I'm just going to kind of make this splash thing. So we can see all the previous frames from before using the onion skin. I'm just going to take the onion skin off, and if we press play we should be able to see our animation. If we loop, press the loop button and press play, we can actually see our animation now. I'm just going to zoom out so we can see the whole thing. I'm going to stop this. Now currently, let's take the loop function off. Our animation is animating on the ones, so we want to have this animating on the twos, so we want to double this. So if we go to frame 20 for the tap layer and our highlight layer, we can right click, choose insert frame, and we can right click on the water layer on each of the keyframes and insert a frame. So we're actually adding a frame of animation. So we're just doubling this because it's a bit fast. We can make this a bit smoother by inserting a frame. So I'm going to right click, insert a frame. So if we click the loop button and we stretch that out and press play, you can see that's a lot better. Okay, so we're going to stop this and turn the looping off. So the next thing we want to do is add sound. So if we click on the new layer icon and type in sound. So we want the sound to start round about here, halfway. So in the middle, if we choose insert blank keyframe, we've created a position here to import our sound. So if we go to file, import to stage, we have a sound file in here. Couldn't import. That's interesting. Not good.